What's up, everybody? It's AJ with etrailer.com. Today we're going to be checking out the Champion Storm Shield generator cover. So it's going to be a cover that's going to protect against rain, snow, and even winds up to 70 miles per hour and still be able to use your generator. Let's check it out. Something I wanted to point out right away is the cover going over the tent poles here, pulled tight, and the exhaust is exposed. So it doesn't go over the exhaust. That's why you're able to run this with the cover on there. The material is going to be a waterproof vinyl fabric, so that you see some droplets on there, and it's not downpouring today, but it's still going to protect the generator. With the cover on there, the other nice thing is you don't have to completely remove it to refuel. You have a hook and loop, so you can go all the way down the sides and across to get access to refuel it and keep the cover on there. It also has a detachable cover for the front, so if you need access to the control panel, you can just pull this off, and now you can access anything you need to on the front of the generator. Let's see how the generator runs with the cover on there. Seems like it's running just fine. I'm gonna come back here. I'm worried about the exhaust, but there's no heat here. I feel it there. The strap is still under there, so it won't be affected. Now we talked about what it is and what it does, but how hard does it get set up? It's actually not too bad. The instructions can be a little confusing the first read through, but it isn't really that bad. So just check out how I do it. Now we're gonna do some assembly. We're gonna put together our sections that go on the corner. So we have the rubberized piece that's gonna go on the side of the generator. It's gonna help keep the tent connected, but also make sure it doesn't scratch up the generator. So you wanna see what side, depending on what kind of generator you have, is gonna work. With the logo facing me, you hear, it's gonna be more open on this side. We found that it gets a little tighter to the tent for our generator day, so that's what we're gonna do on all four corners. So we're gonna put that on our plastic piece here, slide one on the bottom, the other snap into place, and we'll put one on top. Again, look at the logo facing me. It's got the same openings. Push it down into place, and then we're gonna attach our arms. So they're gonna go in this portion. When we're adding the arm in, make sure the open holes are towards the top. This is the bottom side. This is where the poles are gonna go into. So you don't wanna get it all set up like this because you're not gonna be able to put the poles in. So make sure the open side's towards the top. Just push in a little bit, and it'll slide into place. Now you can still move it back and forth, so you can adjust it as we go further, but we're gonna go ahead and add two arms on this one. Same thing. Now we're gonna do that on all four corners to get this set up. Now when you get it set up, I would recommend getting a second set of hands because you're gonna have to run the ratchet strap through the back side and keep these on all four corners. So I'm gonna make sure the strap is flat and go in the correct way and run it through the back of our bracket. One way, then the other. You don't need to pull it super tight just yet. We're gonna get set up for all four corners. Now we're gonna feed the strap through the ratcheting mechanism. That's gonna help me pull this tight to get it set up. Pulling that through. We're gonna try and match this up with all the corners. So I'm gonna try and do it by myself. Like I said, it doesn't hurt to have a second set of hands, but I just want to see if you could do it solo. So I'm gonna balance them on the corners like this and then pull the strap tight. See, pull more and more through there before I ratchet it together. So it looks like I need to pull more strap my way all across the generator. We're gonna run our strap through the bracket. Now make sure you go behind this plastic portion. It's gonna make it easier to pull out that extra strap when you need to get it tight to the generator, and we'll set it at our corner. I'm gonna try and do this by myself. It wouldn't hurt to have a second set of hands to help you hold two of these in place, but I'm gonna kind of lean it up against the generator and then pull the slack out of the strap the best I can. That way at least it'll sit against the generator and I can go and adjust each one before I fully tighten it down. So with that pulled through, we're gonna run the strap through the center. Again, pull that extra out. You see how they are holding to the generator. That's going to be helpful. That's a lot of the slack, so then start pulling it tighter to the generator by using the ratchet. And as I do that, you see it's going towards the generator more. I'm going to go on the other side and adjust those and then tighten them down. Once it's on all the corners, you can further tighten it down. You don't have to do too much, but make sure it is tight to the generator. I think we're about good there. You also want to watch out and make sure the strap is not over the exhaust portion. It's underneath that, so it's going to be out of the way. We're going to take the extra strap, use the hook and loop fastener to hold it in place. Now we got the top portion here. We're going to slide the posts in. This is going to hold the tent up. So we're going to put all 4 poles in there. Now we're going to slide the poles into the arms. Now it depends on what size generator you have, so make sure you check the instructions and get the correct measurements. Now we're going to slide the cover over the poles and fasten it on the arms. We have this elastic loop that will go around there and help hold it in place. Now with the cover on the generator, we don't have to be as worried about it being in the rain. Just gonna lift up on the handle, which I made sure that the arms and the straps went underneath it so I can still use this to lift up and put it outside. There's gonna be one last piece, and that's gonna be the skirt that goes around the outside. You have a hook and loop under the flap, so you can really put it wherever you need it. I would not put it back behind the exhaust. You wanna leave that exposed, but I will put it around the front of the generator to cover up the control panel. And we timed that perfectly because now it's starting to rain and our generator's protected. Well, I think that does it. Thanks for hanging out and hope this helped.